Hello and welcome to Cushy TV, the straight talking YouTube channel. Today I'm going to bring to you the first modern gypsy champion of the world. Modern one. We go way back, we go gypsy Jamaica, we can go back to Little Digger Stanley, these great warriors that were champions of gypsies. I'm going to bring you the first modern one. I know what you're thinking. You're going to think Tyson Fury. I'm going to say no. You're going to think maybe Andy Lee. I'm going to say no. I'm going to say Billy Joe Saunders. And again, I'm going to say no. Just a bit before that in the modern era. Yeah, so he started his career, keep you on tenterhooks just for a bit longer. Started his career at 1992. He's a professional, good rounded amateur from the Repton Boxing Club. Yeah, he ended his amateur career there. Now, who is it? Of course, it's Mark Plod Baker. Mark Plod Baker, South East London, or as I know him, sort of fits between South East London, Kent border. Was born in Hampshire, but being a gypsy, he roams around a bit. And born in Hampshire, Farnborough, I led to believe. But as I say, South East London, as I know Mark, turned pro 92, started with 6 wins, got his first defeat by a friend of mine, Carl Barwise. Carl, if you're out there, hello mate, a good rounded journeyman fighter. And I think him and Mark are still mates. We had a chat a while back and he actually said, Mark rings him and says that done him, actually, you know, stay in touch, and that done him a favour by that defeat because it made him a bit more ambitious, get to work a bit more, don't take names for granted, even early careers like good tough journeyman fighters. Carl Bywise taught him a lesson that day, and a lesson he well learned. So he went on back on his winning run, and he had a first taste at title opportunity against Clinton Woods for the Commonwealth. Very good fight. Clinton Woods, the top fighter as we know. Clinton Woods saw him off in that one, and he had to go with David Starry, another excellent fight with British title. He just lost that one, and Dean Francis, another fantastic fight. And I think it was a Dean Francis fight where he went on the microphone afterwards. I think he ran out of gas right in the 12th round, and the ref intervened. It wasn't he was hurt; he was just completely giving it all in the right, really hot climax. And he got on the mic. His crowd, his fans had kicked off and having a massive fight outside. And he got on the mic and went, "Lads, come on! This is only sport. You're a real gentleman. Loves his sport, Mark." Very well respected, and he said, this is you know, I haven't lost a life, I've just lost a title opportunity. Calm down and we'll go again. And he did, and he picked up the pieces and he went again. And his opportunity came by a friend of mine, JoeyPyle. JoeyPyle Jr., the son of legendary gangster JoeyPyle Sr. He's doing a bit of promoting, yeah, well, doing a nice bit of promoting, and then he rings Mark and he says, I've got an opportunity here. There's a vacant WBF, World Boxing Federation, like heavyweight title come up for grabs, and I've got you an opponent, and the venue's set and they're all up at York Hall, Bethnal Green. It was, of course, against the former British super middleweight champion Ali Forbes, a man, very nice man who I met many years ago, trained a bit in the same gym, didn't spar together, he sparred with a friend of mine actually, and they were both fighting for titles. Andy Stoneface Till, they had a 10, probably best spar I've ever seen. They had a 10 to 12 round sparring session. And it was like the best tick I've ever seen, like ringside, and what a terror. So I knew Ali was a champion and a real tough man, but a gentleman, and he was given his opportunity. And Mark had taken it with both hands. So he became the first modern champion of the world for gypsies, yeah? Right, the WBF. I know in some versions wasn't, like the WBO in its infancy, wasn't as recognised like a WBA, WBC, etc. But he did become the champion of the world, and he stayed in the light heavy division, and he wanted now to be the British champion, which opportunity come against again a vacant title with Neil Simpson in Ipswich, and it really, many people believe that Mark won that fight, and by the narrowest of margins it was given to Simpson. I think I called it a draw. I watched the fight intently with interest, because you know Mark's a mate of mine. I don't know Mark, we don't see a lot of each other, but when we do, we embrace, we shake hands. He's just a real nice fella. And yeah, so I watched the fight intently, being a friend of Mark's, and I called it even, because what you get from me is what you get. But a lot of people really did believe, you know, if you spoke to 10 people, 7, 8 out of 10 thought Mark become the British light heavyweight champion.
Second round for the British light heavyweight crown, the classic 12.5 stone division. Oh, and a right to the body from Baker, and Simpson is down. Well, there's a turnout. Has to take a mandatory 8 count. Got careless from a really good shot from Baker, who fancies that at the end of a long and deserving career, he might just come up with something here. Simpson knows enough to hold on and try to buy time.
Well, he was down with a body punch against Corbett. Simpson, and a body punch hit him there, and Baker really putting the pressure on.
Well, he then tailed off. Sorry, not tailed off. That's the wrong word. He finished off his. Well, I suppose tailing off his career. He wound it down in the late 90s. He had a 30-0 Elwood Eastman. Who was a fantastic fighter. Eastman had a good fight there. Really good go. Didn't win that one. But again, another good fight. And then he finished off by beating legendary Tony Booth, one of the great journeymen of the country, and Radcliffe Green. So he finished on a positive. Out the ring, a real hard man. Mark come from an hard family. His father died young, I believe, in an accident. Was a really tough man himself. His brother Ted's a really good friend of mine as well. Hello Ted, how you doing? And I hope you're good out there. And yeah, out the ring, even after he could always fight out the ring. He could fight in and out, Mark. But he was a nice fella. He didn't go out looking for trouble. Wasn't that type of character. But just naturally, like all travellers, it's almost a national sport for us. So he could always have it. Tough rounded fighter. More of a boxer as an amateur, and as he went to the pro-game, sort of slowed and more of a good rounded fighter. It wasn't just a brawler. He boxed his way in, good rounded fighter, very hard man. Out the ring, he did have a fight with some sort of 19, 20-year-old really fit guy when he was sort of aging a bit, and I think he didn't do too bad. He wasn't in shape, but he still held his own, done well. And he was somewhere in, I think it was Dorset on a steam show. And a traveller from that area come in and challenged him to a fight, and it was just minding his own business, and the fight was set. He was actually going to fight for £50,000, and Mark meant it. And I think as did the other fella, but the other fella got a lengthy prison sentence, and it brought the curtain down on what would have been a fight. But he's ready to fight at 50 grand on the cobbles. Yeah, but you know, when you see Mark and you meet him, for the Mark I know, we just shake hands. I've been to watch him box, he's been to watch me box. He watched me fight in Uxbridge once. I've been to watch him fight at the York Hall. A couple of times I've seen him fight. Just a nice fella. He looks an old man. He is an old man. There's absolutely no dispute about that. But when you meet him, it's just a very gentle, nice man, like most of them are. And yeah, so that's it. So he was the first modern champion of the world. Good rounded fighter. Mark, if you're out there, say hello. Hope you enjoyed a little tribute, bringing you back into light. Nothing less than you deserve. In fact, last time we met each other, you put my age up by about 6 years. I said I had a tough paper round. I said, you look really well, Mark, and you just come out of hospital. And so we had to dig at each other without trying to. But anyway, in the meantime, keep well. In the meantime, thanks for tuning in.